Why are you your own worst enemy? Most of the time, we're unaware of our thoughts. And yet, it's those very thoughts that make us who we are and how we see the world. All the ancient and modern day life gurus and philosophers have one belief in common. Our thoughts create our reality. Well, they're right, and it's backed by science. Our brains process over 400 billion bits of information per second. In order to make sense of all the data, our brain amazingly creates patterns without us even knowing it. The more you think about certain things, the stronger and more ingrained the thought pattern becomes. The brain will also join similar types of thoughts together to organize information. For example, imagine yourself at the gym. You're lifting some weights and about to do some sit-ups when you think to yourself, "Ugh, my body is so weak. I hate working out." That sentence might be all you say to yourself, but this is what your brain actually hears. "Ugh, my body is so sore and weak. I hate working out. I'm really out of shape. I feel fat and gross. Look at that guy over there. He probably works out every day. I don't belong in this gym. What am I doing here? Ugh, I'm an ugly piece of fill in the blank. My mom was right when she told me I'm a fat failure. Even my kids get upset when I can't play with them. Joey's dad is a better parent than I am to my kids. Yeah, it must be nice to be Joey's parent who has a great relationship, great job, and is naturally fit." And there you have it. One negative thing we say to ourselves combines with all the other negative crap in our heads to create a thought pattern. This ball of negativity then grows bigger the more negative thoughts we allow. In this example, all you said to yourself was that you weren't feeling strong and you hated to work out. But your brain takes those thoughts and ties together similar negative pieces of information, such as low self-esteem, past trauma, feelings of inadequacy, possibly a little body dysmorphia, etc. And before you know it, your life sucks, or so you think, and you're miserable. But does your life actually suck, or are you making it far worse than it actually is by allowing negative thought patterns to take hold? It doesn't help that our brains are designed to think negatively. But to be fair, it's how we survived as a species against the likes of saber-toothed tigers. However, we're not cave dwellers anymore. We don't need our brain to constantly think there's danger around every corner. Our brain just hasn't evolved out of that yet. By allowing these negative thoughts to take hold and become our reality, it holds us back from opportunities in life. Now, getting rid of all negative thoughts is impossible. We need a few to keep us safe from actual danger. What we want to do is raise our awareness of these thoughts so we can decide if they're worth the energy or if we're just making our lives harder than it actually needs to be. Thankfully, our brains are elastic, meaning we can change our brains throughout our life. This is called neuroplasticity. Our brains are constantly changing and rewiring. When you have a repeating behavior, thought, or emotion, the brain actually creates and reinforces those neural pathways. Think of your brain like an open field. It creates pathways using the thoughts you allow. Now, you may use some paths more than others, but you actually have control over that more than you think. The more negative thoughts you allow, the more that pathway gets paved, making it much easier for the brain to access all the negative patterns. So how do you stop sabotaging your own life? It takes creating new pathways in your brain. And like cutting tall grass, it's hard to get started because it hasn't been worked on. But as you continue to clear the brush away a nicely manicured path forms, and it won't be such a challenge for the brain to use. Step number 1, starting first thing tomorrow, pay close attention to how many negative thoughts enter your mind throughout the day. But fair warning, you're going to be a little shocked by how many there are, and that's okay. It's just about becoming aware of them to start with. Step number 2, as you become more aware of these negative thoughts, ask yourself to switch a few of them to a positive. For example, if that negative thought at the gym, "I'm so weak and hate working out," pops into your mind, stop it the second it enters your brain, before it continues down the negative path. Step number 3, replace that negative thought with "I'm grateful that my body works so hard to become healthier and stronger." The reason why this is so important is because your brain listens and then distributes that information to the rest of the body, down to the cellular level. If you say you're weak, your body believes it's weak and will act accordingly. This is what all those life gurus mean when they say you become what you think. Stop being your own worst enemy and create a completely new reality for yourself by simply becoming more aware of what thoughts you allow to take hold in your brain. Now, I have people tell me all the time when they first start, "Oh my God, this is so hard, I can't do this, there's so many negative thoughts." Here's the thing, do you remember when you first started riding a bicycle? It was super frustrating and awful. But the more you did it, the more your brain understood what you were asking. So then it could tell your muscles how to pedal. Plus, on top of this, it's only hard if you think it is. You can make it as easy or as frustrating as you want. That's up to you. Always remember, the only person in charge of your thoughts and actions is you. And the thoughts you allow to take hold in your brain quite literally create your reality. So it's in your own best interest to help your brain create more positive thought patterns so you can thrive in this thing called life. That is, unless you like being miserable. Your brain, your responsibility.